lots of time to figure it out. 30 years.
They are men and women who've done terrible things. Their crimes have led to them being locked up for years. But since 1991, a unique federal program has helped prison lifers find their way back into society. It uses successfully paroled lifers as mentors. The program is called Lifeline. Now it's become a victim of federal budget cuts. As of tomorrow, Lifeline is over. Recently, the National was granted extraordinary access to the program and the people who use it. And they told the CBC's Nick Purdon what they fear losing: a life after life.
Somebody once said to me, don't let the worst thing you've ever done define who you are. And that stuck with me a very long time, still does today.
Daryl Clark comes out here because, well, it's as far from prison as you can get. At age 12, he was in reform schools. At 14, the county jail. By his 17th birthday, he was in a maximum security penitentiary. What does that mean to you, to be free?
To be free? To be able to walk out here and do whatever the hell I like, rather than say, you can't go past that wall, you can't go past that line. I've done some terrible things, and I've learned to be able to live with that and try to do some good things along the way.
Here's where Daryl tries to do good. Everyone around this table is serving a life sentence. They've either killed someone or tried to. In prison, these people are called lifers. Some of them are out on parole. Others go right back to prison the second this meeting is over.
I think I've used the term many times with people. You're stuck in the middle of a shitstorm, but the reality is you can survive it and build a life. I did. You can.
It's advice like that from Daryl that the lifers want to hear. But tonight's meeting isn't like any other they've had together. When Corrections Canada was asked to trim their budget, this program is what they chose to cut.
I think the government's made a really stupid move in canceling this program, as I know everybody in this room does, or they wouldn't be here.
The lifers have never allowed the media into one of their meetings. But actually, it's when they're outside having a smoke and can see the sky that they really open up.
There's the bucket.
The basic essence of being incarcerated is still the same.
It's like, okay, I could come to a meeting tonight, or I could go hang out with a bunch of knuckleheads somewhere. Right now, what's going to benefit me?
Steve Pellet was 25 and a meth addict when he was convicted of kidnapping, armed robbery, and attempted murder. He's been out on parole living in Edmonton for 5 years now, and he sees where he'd likely be without Lifeline.
I watch the people that get out. I see them out here falling down on the streets. I see them skinnied up and cracked out and methed out, and I watch what their families go through and all the pain it causes, and I know what I caused my family when I was a kid, when I was that age, right? I know.
They didn't have their education.
Lisa has served 9 years of her life sentence. When the meeting is over, she goes right back to prison.
I was only 22.
Yeah, blow it away or put it to work.
I had to make a choice, either go this way, you know, in the criminal lifestyle, or to turn my life around and cope, to recognize what I've done.
The lifers really listen to Daryl because he's one of them.
But for the most part, because you're a lifer, people aren't going to mess with you.
When he was 18, he got into a drunken fight over a woman and chased a man into an alleyway with a knife.
He got stuck in the upper chest to the one side, and it went in between the second and third rib and punctured the tip of his lung, which cut the arteries and so on in his lung. He drowned it in his own blood. Pretty sad. One young guy was dead, the other guy's life was pretty much ruined.
But Daryl recovered. He got parole, got married, raised a family. The question for everyone else is, how do they go from rock bottom to wanting to live again? When the sentence came down, what goes through your head?
Everything went black.
Did you think you could do it? Did you think you'd survive it?
No. No. I remember breaking down pretty hard.
You know, you said the world went black.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how has Daryl helped you change?
I consider Daryl my friend now, because I can talk to him about anything, I feel. When it comes to being in the system, I feel that's something I can talk to. about him because of the knowledge he has. And he is so supportive because look at him. He's changed. He's made a living for himself. He has a wonderful family.
Yeah, Daryl's like family. He's everything.
Daryl doesn't just give advice. He's a symbol of hope, of what's possible. But you might be asking yourself, is that what these people deserve? Why should people care about a program like this for a guy like you, someone who committed a terrible crime? Why should people care about that?
Because here I am functioning in society doing it, whereas if Lifelines wasn't in effect, I would have come up here, been just thrown out on the streets and said deal with. The only people I would have would be other criminals. I wouldn't be here without Lifelines. If Lifelines wasn't there to support me and to give me this much, I wouldn't have made it through the halfway house.
What do you mean you wouldn't be here? Where would you be?
Back in prison. Back where I was comfortable. Back in your comfort zone.
You're comfortable, more comfortable in prison?
Not anymore, no. Now I was, yeah. I had lived 30 years of my life incarcerated. You know, it was my third prison term. So chances of me making it in society were functionally and statistically against me.
You know, how does it make you feel to say that
that they're taking something away and that they would be willing to take away something that works? It hurts. It pisses me off. Yeah. It takes away your confidence in your government, actually.
Let's go at it again. Who's up to bat?
You know, I see myself as a person now. And these meetings really helped me open up even more. I'm more social, you know, because I remember I was so antisocial.
Oh, yeah. I remember, too. Hi, Glum. See you on the trail. Take care.
Here's what occurred to me as the meeting wrapped up. It should matter what happens to these people, even if only because one day they're going to get out. Every one of them. And who do we want living out here with the rest of us?
You can sit in the Rocky Mountains or you can sit out here in the middle of this field. And for a minute at least, just forget. Yeah. What's better? This is more for man than in cages, isn't it?
Nick Purdon, CBC News, Edmonton.